Hi, I'm Ariana DeGeorge, the principal at Bryden Elementary School and Fairmount Early Childhood Center. Today I'm at the construction site for the new Bryden School with Rick Goodmar, our site superintendent, and Joe Swantek, our project executive.
And I'm Amy Pinney, principal at Hilltop Elementary. I'm at the construction site at the new Hilltop School with our Hilltop construction team.
Hi, I'm Corey Kiefer with Hammond Construction.
I'm Sonny Johnson with VMI.
Hi, I'm Joe Swantek with Hammond.
We're excited to bring you this update on the exciting progress of our new schools.
Today's update is all about concrete. We're going to explore the science and the purpose behind the different types of concrete used in this project.
To start, can you give us an overview of the concrete work going on at Bryden and Hilltop?
Well, most of the concrete work we've been doing is the footers for the new building.
So the concrete work there begins with the layout, so that dictates wall locations, the exterior walls, interior walls of the building. Then we'll do excavation work. With that, we put rebar then in the ditch lines and pour concrete on top of that.
Why is concrete such a critical part of the construction process?
Concrete's basically the structural component to what's holding up the building. Once that all the rebar and concrete and masonry is tied together, that's what creates our structure.
Can you walk us through the science behind creating concrete?
Yeah, so the science of it, they have in the labs, they take these different portions of these material, the different amounts of concrete, different amounts of sand, different amounts of aggregate, different amounts of water. They mix them together in different quantities and let that cure, and then they run tests on it. So some of the things we're looking at based upon the soil conditions would be how hard or how dense we want that concrete so that it reacts properly to support all that weight that's sitting on top of it.
What factors do you consider when choosing the right mixture for concrete?
Yeah, so there's a number of items that go into place. As Rick mentioned, it's the foundation, it's the support for your buildings, so you're looking at the strength. So different things that go into that, of course, is the amount of concrete itself, sand, aggregate, which is different types of gravel, like 34 limestone as an example. There's different quantities of that, and then the water. So that's really the four main portions that make up the mix. There are other additives that go in, such as air, maybe some plasticizers that make it easier for pouring, or more liquid so that you can work with the concrete. So, but the four big items there are with it.
What does the curing process look like here on site, and why is it so important to the long-term stability of the building?
On site, it's open air curing, letting a footer cure due to natural open air. You get it later in the winter, we might cover it with blankets. It holds the heat in and allows it to cure at a more natural pace. If it gets too cold too quickly, it becomes brittle. Certain times of year, summer heat, some places might throw water on it to water cure it, and it slows the process down, but at the same time keeps the strength up.
Can you describe what happens here during the concrete pouring process and how it's managed here on site?
Well, during the concrete pouring process, we used three different methods to get the concrete into the trench for the footers. One was directly right out of the truck, driving the truck along the footers and letting the concrete go there. The other was a telebelt to reach the interior portions of the building. Basically, that's a big belt. They dumped the concrete on there and was able to do a controlled pour, so they weren't just throwing it everywhere. And another one was they had a bucket where they put the concrete in and use a track hoe or whatever to swing the bucket over to where they needed to get, so they weren't driving inside the building pads or getting a truck stuck here on site.
What else would you like to share with our Beechwood community?
Yeah, so the exciting part is, as we spoke about the foundations, you can see behind us some block coming up off the top of the concrete. In that goes underground electrical, and then up through the walls, plumbing the same way. Then we'll continue running masonry walls up for bearing, and then be back to Sonny, and they'll be pouring some concrete slab on grade for our interior floor. So a lot of exciting next steps to bring the building together.
Thank you all for sharing your insights with us today. We really appreciate you guys being here. For more information about this exciting project, visit the elementary's facilities update section of our website at www.beechwoodschools.org.